Are you ready? Come on now.
Oh yeah. Oh, where'd you get the covers at?
China.
I should have known.
China.
It's got lead in it.
Just find them. You can find them online.
Okay, cool.
I just get them all made. Carl Reeves, Arthur Reeves. That's my name. So if you have them, I will kill you.
Amy's just think you don't exist.
Okay, Therapy Hair Studio. Alright. Never stand behind the bobcat. You can have the side as wavy as you want. I personally don't like a whole big corrugation, like out from the head, because it just looks a bit ugly, so I kind of pull it down. There's nothing worse than this pretty lady with this big mud flap on the side of the head. I prefer it to look like an S. So for me it's generally the exterior, not so much, you know, the big corrugation. So I kind of flatten her out a little bit more here. It doesn't look as obtuse. Does everybody know the word obtuse? So all we're going to do is, we don't want it to look like an alien in the back. It's not about, you know, it's not as big as Texas. You shut your mouth. So we're going to take, basically I go, to me I visually see these points of the head, which is for me directly above the ear. So that's basically going to come down into those moon shapes that I was talking about, yeah? So about 2 inches in the big fat section. So that sucker is just going to come straight up. And once again, I'm not pulling the hair, there's no real tension. Back brushing is an art form in itself. A lot of people always tell me they can back brush and it looks like an old woman's hair. You know, back brushing is not easy, so I'm not going to do that piece because I don't want to show you an old woman's hair on that piece. But that section will come back through here. So people agitate the hair. They think back brushing is when you shove your brush in with the big fat part of your brush. You're going to shove that sucker in. You're just going to agitate that. You know, you're going to go, oh, she's back brushed. She look. What are you going to do with that? You're not going to do much with that. So we spend all our time for that shit. The thing is, you spend all that time then having to brush it and smooth it. What happens is you get hollow marks in the hair because some of it's still knotted up, some of it's all brushed out. Let's go back to making love. Everybody loves making love. I know I do.
Don't fart, Paul. I'm way down here by the bus.
Too late. How's that hot tamale? That's what I had. We'll bite that tamale. That's the thing, I'm going to walk here, you do it, and then go, Natalie. So what we want to do is, it's a curvature motion. It's like, hey, what? He did not.
Do you think it matters how big of a section you take?
Yes.
Talk about that.
It is this. It's not always about the size of it. It's not good.
Well,
but you can see I go in and stop at the same sort of area, and it actually goes in. If you look at it properly, it looks like little loops. That's a traditional French back combing or back brush. We use French because if I need to take it back out, I then go loop by loop, loop-de-loop. So it's not a, you know, that's a little bit too much because I was over-exaggerating. So you don't want to do quite that much, but you want to kind of press that into the root. It'll also allow you to get it closer because you're going, you're pushing it in. You're not just trying to. So keep brings it a little because then when I want to just smooth it out, I smooth it over the top and it's still fat. Everybody knows fat. Make it fat. So you want a little bit of height. So over direct, because if you don't over direct when you go to the weights here, you want the volume here. So you want to over direct that. So take your time. I'm holding it firm, but I'm not trying to strangle the lady. So then I get lighter as I go towards the inside. I kind of go firm, light, 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 light. So then when that comes back, all I need to do is fold that and it's done. I don't need to brush it. If I want to, I'll skim brush it a little bit. So skim brushing is when you'll go in and up. So it's like when you're doing a clipper. You're scooping it out. I love barbering. People think it's a bad technique. Barbering is badass. You can do things with barbering and a clipper you can't do with scissors, and vice versa. So once that's ready, I can pull that through. Yeah?
Yeah.
So it's a little bit flat there because I was lazy. So I'll brush that with you. So what I want you to do is do 3 sections through the middle. Don't go below where an imaginary O-bone would be because that's got to sit against the head. So we're just putting a little padding in through here. And then 3 sections by the ear on both sides. So as we get on the other side where the wave is. And you're just going to press that a little bit. Not a whole bunch because you don't want it big. You just want them to be friends. And then with the second section, you're going to marry them together so it's one section. And you're just going to press that together. You're going to grab the third section, which will be just behind the ear, and you're going to do the same thing. You're just going to marry it together so it becomes one piece. So there's no gaps. Because when you've got gaps, you can't marry them together as well, but you can see through it. So that when I smooth over there, so I'm not trying to smooth it into my shape, I'm smoothing it towards the here. So that way my surface is perfect, but what I do is lay that back. If you stand back here and brush it, you're going to pull everything you've just created out, and everybody does. No, I don't think I've seen anybody skim brush very well. And I don't mean here, I just mean in general. Because most people kind of go, oh, that's great. They stand where they want their shape, and then they brush it back here. So you just pulled everything in that radius out, and they wonder why that starts to fall out again. You've got to put a whole can of hairspray back in. So, exactly. So the key is to smooth that area by using the corner of the brush. So the wood generally goes in first. Always put your wood in first. So a little bit of wood, and then just skim that top layer. See now I pulled out too much, so it's loose. Yeah? So you just want to skim that top layer so when it folds back, same with the top, I can just push that into shape. Once it's smooth on the outside, the shape's already there. So then all I need to do is grab that. Obviously, I'll smooth it up, and then you just grab that in and we're ready for ponytail. Okay, so put the padding in, smooth just the surface, and then we'll go from there. Pretty.